Okay, now on to the arms. This video is going to be structured differently because I want it to be a faster paced video. I don't want it to take forever to edit and take longer than 20 minutes. So I've already built one of the arms over here, and I'm just going to show you exactly what I did to make this arm using a bunch of pre-cut parts. I'll still talk about how I did it, my thoughts behind why I did some things, and whatnot. And as for the hands, that'll be for the next video where I show you different methods of how I make hands, both solid and articulated. So look out for that. Previously, I used to make arms by using this type of hinge joint. As you can see, it's long, it's big. Now you can go ahead and use this if you want to learn how to make this. I have a video on my channel talking about that. But for V13, I'm going to make a new elbow hinge joint. That hinge joint looks like this. It is twice the size, and you can see that there's an elbow in there, unlike this one, which has a bigger gap in the middle and no elbow. So I'm going to be showing you how I made this one real quick, because it is very similar to how I made this one, just shrunken a bit. So I'm going to go ahead and go over that with you now. Now the pins of the hinge joint used to sit right here in the middle, but I'm going to move it up to here. And this is going to be the general shape of the elbow hinge joint. As you can see, if we bend it, here's the test, here's the new one, here's V10. I went ahead and made 2 paper rings out of strips of paper and super glue and rolled them up around this hot glue filled straw, let them dry, and I got these 2 pieces that I can rotate around and whatnot. Now I'm going to attach these together. What I'm going to do is look for the tiny edge over here, mark a square on the lower side, do that for the other side as well. Essentially, we're going to connect them like that. I'm going to cut one layer off, try and peel it out with the X-Acto knife, do the same for the other one. Then take some super glue and attach both of them like this and leave that to dry. It's actually better if you take off the straws beforehand, just so you can lay them flat. Once that's dry, I'm going to shave some of it off, just so it's going to be as thin as this other finished one. But then again, it's up to you to decide how thick or thin you want your joint to be. If you're going to adjust it, by the way, you can put your pin back just so it'll be more solid and not flex when you're cutting it down. I'm going to take another small strip of paper. I'm going to fold that strip of paper in half. I'm going to put some more super glue on the rings. Then I'm going to put the strip of paper and I'm going to push it in just to add some more stability, just to lessen the chances of it breaking. Now that I have this done, I'm going to go ahead and make this elbow piece. So I'm going to put this against a piece of paper. I'm going to trace out the back side of it. I'm going to take 4 pieces of poster paper and I'm going to super glue them all together. There we go, 4 pieces of poster paper thick. Now I'm just going to go and leave this to dry. Now that this is dry, I'm going to go ahead and cut this shape out. And once this is done, it should fit onto the 2 rings like this. Now I'm just going to add some super glue over here again, put this over here, and I'm going to leave it to dry. Once this is all dry, I'm going to take the pins and just put it in here. There we go. Now I'm just going to trim it to be the same size as this one. And there we go. That's this version of this elbow joint finished. As for the cylinder pieces that connect to the hinge joint, they're going to be made out of 3 to 4 strips of poster paper or cardstock. This is a breakdown of the layers that make up the arms. This is essentially how we're going to construct the arm. So we have our shoulder joint over here. We have our hand over here. In the middle is going to be our hinge joint. And it's going to be connecting the 2 arm pieces with these hinges. Now these hinges are going to connect onto this secondary piece. Now over here, what will connect the hand onto this piece will be a long piece over here that will go under or inside of this piece right here. And this is going to go in here. Then we're going to go add another layer over these 2 with these ones. On this side, it will prevent this giant pin from going all the way into the shoulder, and it will also provide us a smooth rotation on the arm. For this one, it will essentially just be extra support, and if you wanted to, you can cover it all up with another piece on top. Now you might be wondering, Ian, what's with all the numbers and whatnot, and why are they all scratched out? I don't know, man. I don't understand what I'm doing half the time. Anyways, I'm going to be starting off by rolling these 2 up inside of the shoulder joint. I want them to fit in here nicely, and I'm going to mark where the edge meets the paper. I'm going to take it out, going to find that edge and extend it. Then I'm going to put hot glue and roll it up. Just like that. Then I'm going to fill the bottom with a layer of hot glue, but not all the way, because I just want a thin layer here. And I'm going to leave this to dry by putting it on top of a metal surface like this metal ruler. and I'm going to make sure that it keeps its rounded shape as much as possible. So I made 2 of these. This one is covered both on the top and the bottom with hot glue, and it's just empty on the inside. And this one is just covered with hot glue on one side. This one is going onto the bottom by the hand. This one is going onto the top by the shoulder. I'm going to connect them to the elbow joint using floral wire. I'm going to make a bend over here, and I'm going to bend it till I have 4 connecting pieces like so. I'm going to cut it off, and this is what I got in the end. Now I went ahead and made 2 of these, and what I'm going to do is cut them in half, and they should be long enough to connect each side of the straw onto these pieces. We're just going to try and make a connection like this. So as you can see, those 4 wires are hot glued into the straw, and they're also inside the piece that we made. And that was achieved by making a tiny 90-degree bend on one of the tips, like that. Now what I'm going to do is push these onto one side like that, and I'm going to go ahead and melt one side with the tip of the hot glue gun. I'm going to put more hot glue inside, and using that tiny bent tip, I'm going to go put this in here like that, and I'm going to press it in and just leave it to dry. And I'm going to do that on all sides. Just make sure when you're doing the other side that you push the straw inward so that it's popping out on the side that you're going to work on. And here we go. As you can see, it's pretty solid. I can rotate these freely. Now I'm just going to shorten these a bit and bend the tips. So I'm going to cut up to this much, and I'm going to bend the end tip a bit like so, just making sure it matches the other arm like that. The bend is about 0.6 inches long. I'm going to go ahead and do that on the other sides as well. And here we go. I can go bend these outward slightly, and I'll take these and put them over here, and I'm going to measure out where these are going to land. So for example, right here and right here. Then I'm going to cut a hole out. I'm going to take some tweezers out and just poke these in. Now I can go do a test fit and see if it'll fit like that. And there we go, it's all good. Now I'm just gonna take this out again. I'm going to put hot glue in the holes. Then I'm just going to go put this in like that. Close it tighter with a pair of pliers. And there we go. I'm also going to go ahead and do the other side off camera, making sure that this is the side that's facing the elbow joint. This is what I have so far. It can bend this much. Now I'm going to go ahead and build this piece over here that will act as a forearm. I got this piece right here, and I got this wooden dowel. I'm just going to wrap this around over here, cut it up to there. Then I'm going to put hot glue over here. I'm going to take these 2 out, and I'm going to match the length of this with this right here. So I'm going to insert this right here, and it looks like I'll have to cut off this much. So I'm going to go ahead and cut this off. And I'm just going to take another strip of poster paper. This one doesn't need any exact measurements. I'm just going to put this around right here. There we go. And I'm going to do another test fit. And yeah, it matches. So now I can take this out, put some more hot glue over here, and I'm going to go put it back in. And there we go. Now to finish this off, I'm going to take that other layer. I'm going to wrap it around this. I'm going to go measure out where this is, and I'm going to eyeball where it's going to land. Then I'm going to go cut these out. Now I'm going to go ahead and put super glue over here. And I'm going to go ahead and put this piece over here. And I'll do the same thing on the other side. And here's the finished arm. Functions like an arm and rotates like an arm. There we go. Alright, this is where I'm at so far. I have this finished arm over here. Now I'm going to show you how I did this on this other arm. First, I started off with a tape step. I'm going to go and wrap this around over here, trying to make sure that the straws are covered. And I'm just going to draw where I need to make the cuts. One would be over here. Another one would be back here, and then just making sure it's only up to here. Then I'm going to cut this strip off. Just like that, so I end up with this piece over here. I'll save this for later. Gonna go get some poster paper, put this over here. Then I'm going to go ahead and cut this shape out. little test fit. There we go. That looks good. Now I'm going to go and cut the rest over here. And I'll do the other ones as well and make a pair of them for the other arm as well. And I'll be right back once that's done. All right, after finishing all of that, I've come up with these 3 pieces over here. This one will end up here, and these 2 will end up down here. I'm going to take my super glue, and I'm going to put some around here. I'm going to take a toothpick and spread it out. Gonna try and get a tiny bit on the straw itself as well. Just trying not to get the super glue in contact with the ring. There we go. Now that the super glue is on, I'm going to line this up with this edge over here and just press this on like that. I'm going to wrap it around and then press the ends together just like that. And I'm going to press these bits onto the straw itself as well as the ones on the back. There we go. I'm going to go ahead and do the other side quickly. There we go. Now, for this last piece, I'm going to be using hot glue instead, just because there's going to be more air inside, because it slants to a smaller shape. Before I do that, I'm just going to make some cuts over here, just to make it more slanted. There we go. I'm going to cut off some pieces that are folding out. Now I'm going to fill this tiny space over here with hot glue and shape it out. Same for the other side. And that is the finished arms. In the next video, I'm going to be talking about hands and the ways I made them. Bye-bye! Just hit him with it.